dream I know, deep up my feelings for you. Watch.
Hello my people, welcome back to Reality Latest Gist, your home of news and politics. Thank you all so much for joining us on today's news. The headlines: the former lawmaker who represented Orun Federal Constituency said that the federal government could run the affairs of this country without borrowing. Next after this, we have the Attorney General of the Federation urges trial judges to stop reminding minor offenders with hardened criminals, saying that this situation can lead them to end up being initiated into a life of crime instead of being reformed. But before we proceed fully, I would like you to like and share this video and also turn the notification bell to get notified when next we drop our video. Now on the news. The former lawmaker who represented Orun Federal Constituency, Akwa Ibom State, in the House of Representatives, Honorable Peter Omo, expressed the optimism that the federal government could run the affairs of this country without borrowing. Omo made this assertion during an interview last week in Oyo, where he stressed that it was a matter of political will for the president to take decision on a number of things aimed at achieving that. He expressed the optimism that if the huge amount of money stolen from Nigeria were recovered and cost of governance cut, that the president in power would not need to borrow to run the government. He advised that with the current economic crisis in the country, if the 160 million naira that would be used to purchase SUV vehicles for just one House representative member would be enough to empower his or her constituents. It's possible for a president to run the government without borrowing. It's a matter of political will. So, to be frank and straightforward, number one is if the federal government has gone to purge the stomach of those who have stolen Nigeria's money in dollar, in pounds and in naira to bring out the money, they will be shocked at how much that can be achieved. The number two is that they should cut down the cost of governance. Number three, the National Assembly should be one. The point he is trying to make is that despite the population of a state, the House of Representatives seats should be equal. If it will be 10 federal constituency per state, then there will be 360 House of Representative member plus the Federal Capital Territory Abuja in an attempt to reduce cost of governance. Omo is saying this is because ministries, departments and agencies of government suffered a lot when they came to budget defense by the legislators. As ministry, departments and agencies of government to defend your budget, you have to appear before the House of Rep committee before going to the Senate committee on the same subject matter of one National Assembly. So it's very expensive, time-consuming, and absolutely avoidable. It is a system that we should do away with. Nigeria federal structure should be one. Omo, the ex-speaker of Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly, has further decried a situation where previous administration failed to complete capital projects started in most parts of the country because the cost of governance was beyond the country's income. When you look at the total revenue of the federal government, you will discover that it is not enough to fund only the recurrent expenditure. So where is the money that will be used to fund capital projects? That is why over the years the federal government has not been able to complete and commission 100 kilometers of road. Find out why it has not completed the East-West Road till today. It is funding problem. In each year, budget money is appropriate to that project and how much money is released. That is why sometimes when people talk about structure, construction of road, he always laugh about it because as a former member House of Representative, he knows that Nigeria's problem is that they don't know how to cut their coat according to their size. So guys, let me know your thoughts, your contributions, your opinions are in the comment section. We'd love to hear from you. Moving on to the next one. In a bid to reduce the swelling number of the awaiting trial inmates in the country, the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Prince Lateef Fagbemi, called for the implementation of non-custodial measures and sentencing guidelines under the Administration of Criminal Justice Act 2024. The Attorney General of the Federation has further urged trial judges to stop remanding minor offenders with hardened criminals because the situation will lead them to end up being initiated into a life crime instead of being reformed. That the purpose of non-custodial measures was to find effective alternative to imprisonment for offenders. In an address he presented at the opening section of the 2 days workshop on the implementation of the non-custodial measures and sentencing guidelines under the Act 2015, the Attorney General, who was represented by a director at the Federal Ministry of Justice, Mrs. Letitia Ayola, described sentencing as a core judicial function in criminal justice. Thereby, in discharging that function, the sentencing judge must strive to achieve the right balance between imposing a merited sentence in the case at hand, while maintaining a broad level of consistency with other cases so that sentences at a systematic level is fair. Sentencing guidelines and frameworks are best understood as means to enable the sentencing court to strike that sometimes exclusive balance. The Administration of Criminal Justice Act was enacted and came into force on May 13, 2015. So the Act has placed premium on non-custodial sentences. In line with Act 2015, the federal government has set out guidelines to stipulate the requirements and procedure for imposing non-custodial sentencing for the purpose of preventing abuse and ensuring reasonable uniformity and fairness in the imposition of sentence. In order to facilitate the application and effective use of the non-custodial sentences, the legal and regulatory framework must be effectively implemented. Because the success of any system of criminal justice administration depends on the level of effective implementation of the guidelines by the agency involved. So all participants in this workshop remain undoubtedly indispensable stakeholders playing crucial roles in enhancing law and order through the performance of a constellation of functions such as prevention of crime, detention, investigation and apprehension of offenders, and enforcement of the law. So the Federal Ministry of Justice, as the leading stakeholder in the justice administration in Nigeria, should continue to develop appropriate frameworks and measures to overcome the unique challenges in the crime justice sector and strengthen the application of law to align with international best practice. So guys, let me know your thoughts, your contributions, your opinions are in the comment section. I would love to hear from you. Well, please, if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube page yet, please do us a favor to like and subscribe and also share. Don't forget to turn on notification bell to get notified when next we drop our video, because I'm sure you don't want to miss out the trending and latest news happening on social media. Once again, thank you all so much for staying tuned with us. We really do appreciate. On this note, we have come to the end of today's segment. Till I come your way next, stay safe, guys.